up, though? Let's get into it, man. Hey, so we got a couple questions, couple topics we want to talk about. First and foremost, how are you supposed to stop a mob, a flash mob of robbers that swarms a store and starts stealing? Think about it. I'm also asking, why are millions of kids missing weeks of school across the country? And lastly, is Tory Lanez sentencing of 10 years excessive, or is it not enough? Think about it, because we about to talk about all that and a whole bunch more in Pop Tops. That's coming up. You're kicking with KC, baby. Popular topics that may or may not be talked about in the news with yours truly, KCMC, 10 plus years in the radio broadcast, and let's get into it. All right, so this first topic we asking, it's actually coming from KTLA.com. A mob of thieves caused chaos in the Kenosha Park Nordstrom. This looting, they looted the store of designer clothing, accessories, and more during a destructive robbery. The incident, involving 20 to 50 masked suspects violently grabbing merchandise and damaging the store, occurred at the Westfield Topanga Mall. This is in California, by the way. A security guard attempting to interfere was attacked with a chemical spray. The thieves fled in multiple getaway cars before police arrived, with an estimated $60,000 to $100,000 worth of merchandise stolen. This is the second time this specific Nordstrom has been targeted, with a similar incident in 2021, actually, prompting frustration among shoppers and calls for stronger measures against such violent actions. This is crazy. They say 20. I saw the video, right? I got the link. I don't want to necessarily promote that, but it was crazy. When you see it, what do you do if you're just regularly shopping and then like 50 people come in masked up and just start running, grabbing, and taking stuff and leaving? Like, what do you do as a consumer? That leaves you in a weird place, especially if you shop there often, right? So what are we supposed to do? What do you do as a result if 50 people run into your business and takes your merchandise? This is why I promote all businesses being online. For the most part, if you're able to, just make it all online, include Nordstrom's. I think it should be, brick and mortar businesses are not necessary. It's a lot of overhead that goes with it. You got to pay for the lights, the employees to be there. You got to pay for maintenance just for it to look good, janitor to be there, all of that, a cleaner. You have to pay for that in a physical location. An online business, you don't have to worry about those bills. You don't got to worry about staffing, and you don't have to worry about people coming in and robbing your place. 50 people coming in and running in, grabbing merchandise and leaving. Now, you might be like, that's stupid to just for everything to be online, right? I thought of that. Because me as a person, when I grab my clothes, when I'm shopping for clothes, I like to go into the establishment, try my stuff on sometime, or at least put it up to myself and see if I actually like it. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to keep these physical locations, this is what we should do. This is a solution. Maybe they only allow you inside the store if you are guaranteed to pick up an online order that you already paid for. You already paid for this order. I'm just coming up here to this physical location to pick it up because I don't want to pay for delivery. So I'll come up here and pick it up at my nearest location. That's one way to solve it. That way you're not having people coming in just miscellaneously buying or walking around. Or have pictures of the inventory. Don't have the actual products out there. I think I mentioned this before. And just have people come up and say, oh, I want this and that. And then somebody from the back brings the products. One at a time type stuff. You see what I'm saying? Unless you place the online order. That's what I think. Because this is only going to get more and more frequent, right? They say this same store got targeted. This is the second time that store got targeted. They say the first time in 2021 it was like 5 people or 10 people or something like that. This time it was 50. They knew they could hit this lick. And they're probably and it's continuously going in that area. So the thing is, those are my solutions to the problem. What do you think these niggas are really doing with these products when they get them? Not to just call them N-words, but there are people from the lower income community. What do you think they're doing with it? With high fashion products and merchandise. Either they're reselling it and getting some money, which they should, or maybe they're just rocking it themselves, trying to stun the hood. And then they gonna end up getting robbed for it. then it's going to recirculate in the hood and have no value. It's a crazy thing. They say ninjas know the price of everything but the value of nothing. But let me know what you think should be done with a flash mob robbing into businesses and stealing everything. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. About to switch up topics real quick. I'm going to talk about this one, man. This next question was actually millions of kids, man, they not going to school. Do you know about this? Are you a parent? This is coming from apnews.com. The return of in-parent schooling after pandemic closures has brought about a concerning increase in chronic student absenteeism, with over a quarter of students missing at least 10% of the 2021-2022 school year, a significant jump from a 15% pre-pandemic rate. Around 6.5 million more students became chronically absent, disproportionately affecting Latino, Black, and low-income students, to no surprise. The absence attributed to a range of factors from financial challenges to a feeling of unwelcomeness in school. Not only hampers learning, but it deprives students of the vital aspects of schooling like meals, counseling, the social life, that type of stuff that you can't really measure. The pandemic's lasting impact on remote learning and increased sensitivity to health concerns have led to a significant shift in attendance patterns, challenging schools' efforts to ensure consistent education and student well-being. So they're saying that this is basically a post-pandemic effect. Since the pandemic and online schooling has started, a lot of kids ain't even going to school for real. They go there for a couple days, couple weeks, but then they have a couple weeks off. You in class talking about, dang, where Brandon at? Where Monet at? They gone. They just inconsistent. Mama, daddy just don't even care about them coming to school. That's what it seems like. But this story specifically talks about kids with disabilities, but we'll get into that in a minute. But ultimately, the overall aspect of kids missing schools come down to either financial situations for the parent, scheduling situations for the parent, or ultimately the mental health well-being for the children. They're saying, I don't feel comfortable. I'm being bullied. The teachers aren't helping me. I feel like I'm being left behind. That type of situation. So I'd rather stay at home. And the parents are letting them. Or it can be a scheduled. See, the thing about this is, since a lot of parents and school and students, learn that we can go to class on the computer, why don't we just do this? It's actually working out for some kids. They prefer this. And for some parents, they're like, you know what? All this mass violence that's going on in schools, let me just keep my kid at the crib. They just cut on the computer. They old enough at this point. They can just pay attention, do exactly what the teacher says or what the instructor says, and then they still keeping up. Oh yeah, it takes away the social aspect, but they're cool with that. Socioeconomic disparities and health concerns also make families more cautious. They say if they kid get like a cough, they taking their kid out of school, which I agree. You don't want to have your kid in there sick, getting everybody else's kid sick, then they taking it home to their parents, and vice versa. But they're saying that's causing students to miss school also. Some students might find remote learning more appealing. And then we talking about the fact that since the pandemic, a lot of parents had to switch jobs, switch schedules. They can't do the same thing that they used to do. It's more convenient for them to have their kid at home. Or maybe not even go to school at all, whether they doing online learning. What do you think about this though, right? My first thoughts are either the parents being too soft and friendly with their kids nowadays, or is the school just not adequate for students nowadays? Now it's like a catch-22, if you ask me personally. It's a catch-22. If you don't send your kids to school, especially during count days, the school doesn't get the attendance and the enrollment that they need to show that, hey, we have this many students, so we need this much money. As a result, the schools continue to lack funding, and then your kids gonna go there, or the other remaining kids that's there, they're not gonna get what they really need. So that's the issue with that. And trust me, I get it, but at the end of the day, even me as a parent, I'm saying choose a side. Either send your kids to school consistently, unless they're sick, like really sick, or You got to commit to homeschooling that kid or virtual learning or whatever the case may be. And you got to commit to that, which I feel like every parent should be responsible to still teaching their children outside of school. It's still your responsibility to teach them about their culture, their history, financial decisions, and things that they really need to know. Sex, things that they really need to know that they're not going to learn in school. It's your job as a parent. So you still got to teach your kid anyway. But I think you need to choose a side. I would prefer to let my kid learn at home on some safety stuff, but he really needs to be out there in the jungle with the kids, learning to be social, learn social hierarchies. But that's what I think. The problem is that parents are too soft. You're not forcing your kids to go to school. Other than the situation of them having a disability, they got a disability. They should have special needs. I get that. Send them to a class with a special teacher with other kids with special needs. That should solve that. Other than that, parents, you already have a difficult road ahead of you because you have a child with disabilities. So you got to make sacrifices regardless. That's just me. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Last topic real quick. And popular topics. I want to talk about Tory Lanez, man. This is from NBCnews.com or any outlet, news outlet, media outlet. So listen, I just want to wrap it up because I already know I'm late with my perspective on Tory Lanez, but I'm going to say this. Tory Lanez, from a hater's perspective, I'm glad he's locked up. Tory Lanez, he does too much, man. He has like the Napoleon complex, excuse me. It's like he always has to be hard from pause, show that he a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like he got to prove something to somebody. From all the interviews and from all the videos I've seen of this man, he used the N-word excessively. He cusses excessively. It's like, bro, you was wilding anyway, bro. But even after all of what had happened between him and Megan Thee Stallion, he antagonized this girl way too much through music, videos, friendship with other people. I don't think that part was fair. And obviously in court they used it against him. But it's like, if you claim you didn't do it, why are you not telling everybody who did it or exactly what happens? Now you got to serve 10 years in prison, man, as a result of that. Now, plenty of other artists, rappers, singers, celebrities, they were supporting Tory Lanez despite having a lack of knowledge, a lack of facts, a lack of evidence. A lot of people chose sides. And we still don't have exact evidence. So what's happened to these celebrities, these artists that supported them blindly? How should we treat them? I'm not saying we should cancel them, but if they just supported a man who was convicted and prosecuted of shooting a black woman, if you stand on supporting black women, how should you be treating Tory Lanez and all the celebrities that you love that supported Tory Lanez? I'm just asking, objectively speaking. But although I initially thought 10 years was too much, I'm gonna be honest, I was like 10 years is excessive for somebody that don't have exact evidence on shooting Megan Thee Stallion. That's excessive. But I don't know the gun laws in California. So he's convicted of a whole bunch of other stuff other than shooting Megan Thee Stallion. But if it was my mama as a black woman, you ain't even got to shoot her. If you shoot in her direction, I'm going to want you to get life in prison. So from that aspect, I completely understand. If she was a loved one, you would want him locked up for a long time too. You would think 10 years, or even with him serving 85% or whatever they're saying, and we're already getting a little bit over 300 days served already as credit. He'll be out in like what, 7 years, if that. I think he served way longer with that being said. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. I'm about to get up out of here, man. But first, thinking out loud real quick, right? So earlier, me and my girl had kind of like a talk, a debate about finances in a way. But ultimately, it was about the fact that I made sacrifices that I feel like I shouldn't have made. And she ended up agreeing with it. And I had to say, my money as a man means more to this family than her money as a woman. And not to sound sexist, but it's real. Because as a man, you're supposed to protect and provide. It doesn't always mean financially. But if you are able to, if you're willing and able, you should be able to. You should do it. You should go out there, hunt, get that money to pay for everything or pay for as much as you can. Yeah, we share things. We split things. She does her part. But ultimately, she as a woman will want me to hold it down. And I want to hold it down. So your money is just backup. My money is the real money for the family. But that's just me thinking out loud. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386, man. We about to get up out of here. Need you to do me a favor before we get up out of here, though. Of course, Kick It with KCMC on all social media platforms at KIWKCMC. That's Kick It with KCMC, just the abbreviations. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Threads, all that at KIWKCMC. Show some love to my sponsor, Team Elite. They on all social medias also at Team Elite 313. That's TEAMELITE 313. And check out their premium urban-based athleisure wear. That's athletic leisure wear, casual wear, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece jogger sets, varsity sets, and more. It's all on their website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom, baby. And I appreciate you. Hey, use code KIWKCMC on their website. Get you a nice little discount, man. They're going to treat you right. Appreciate you for getting this far in the video. If you did get this far while we live right now, show some love by going ahead and hitting that like button for me one time. If you got some dough, donate to the show so we can grow right here. I got the Cash App for you. Hey, man, appreciate you. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you check out Unk Talk, the other show on our channel. Make sure you also check out and stream my singles on DSPs right now. Juice, featuring Techmatic and Hands and Knees. That's a party song for the ladies to shake that ass too. Hey, yo, check it out, man. I appreciate you, man. We about to do another show real soon. We out.